All right, now we are good. Didn't have audio, I apologize. Let's run that back. Welcome to the channel. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We have got something you guys have got to see. This happened a couple days ago. The ATF did it again. We're going to go through all the background here. This is Brian Malinowski 2.0. This is ATF Botch Raid. This is the Delaware check your papers, where your gun serial numbers. This is not a good look. Everything that I'm about to show you with multiple sources is linked right down there in the description box below. And guys, if you want to beat back the executive bureaucratic overreach and you want to pass the Second Amendment on to the next generation, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on, because that is exactly where all the power comes from. And thank you in advance for doing that. Make sure you do that and send this one out, because wow. Now, as you guys filter in here, make sure the audio is good. It started off bad, but now that we're good, excellent. I hope all of you had an incredible Merry Christmas with your families, and I'm glad what I'm about to show you didn't happen to you. The ATF did another botched AM early morning raid. Another family, another flashbang, another dragged them out in their underwear in front of their neighbors. All over serial numbers. All right, I'm going to walk you through everything. I've got National Association for Gun Rights, who did an interview with them. I've got the actual sourcing. I've got everything you guys need. So make sure you are stay for this whole video so you can see what's going on. I think this is kind of Brian Malinowski 2.0 minus they didn't kill anybody, thank God. But this is not a good look. Okay, so make sure you like, subscribe, share, all the things, because this message has to get out. This has got to stop. All right, let me get right into this. Here's what we're talking about. This first piece is from WashingtonTimes.com. This happened around Thanksgiving, but for some reason, we're only now getting information on this. NHGR did a piece on this about 3 or 4 days ago, which again, around the holidays doesn't surprise me, but check this out. Black gun activist says ATF raided his home to scare legal firearm owners. And this is the backstory I need you guys to know before we get in to the actual interview and what happened from National Association of Gun Rights. So, as you can see here, the actual date of this article is December 25th, 2024, right there. A federal raid at the Baltimore home of gun rights activists ended with no arrests, charges, or weapon confiscations, leaving the local advocate wondering if the action was intended to intimidate lawful black gun owners. Is that a real question or just kind of an observation? I really hope that Jim Jordan, Chip Roy, Victoria, I might actually send this to Representative Spartz, because this needs to be brought up. No charges, nothing was found, and you flashbanged an entire family, including children, and pointed an entire squad's rifles at them? For what? Nothing. Keep going. All right. Hours later, after Mr. Manley, this is the guy who you're going to see in a second, said agents flipped his house upside down and checked the serial numbers on several of his firearms, authorities only took one of his cell phones for evidence. Wait a minute. They have the warrant, which is sealed, by the way. You're going to find out in a second. So we can't see what the reasoning was. It's completely sealed. They won't tell you why. They check your serial numbers on all your firearms, and then they only take a cell phone. After flashbanging your family and pointing an entire squad's raid squad's guns on them, including an armored vehicle. Okay, let's keep going. This is exactly what happened to Brian Malinowski, except they shot him. The ATF's Baltimore field office told the Washington Times the search warrant is under seal and it has no comment on the case. Of course it doesn't. But Mr. Manley said his phone was returned last week and he still hasn't heard any possible criminal action from his lawyer or the authorities. So again, no outcome here. They didn't do anything. They just raided and scared the crap out of his family. Mr. Manley, this is important background here because this probably has something to do with it. Mr. Manley grew up in the D.C. area and always had an interest in guns, but his path towards activism started in 2018 when the then security guard shot and killed an armed robber trying to hold up a district vape shop. The killing was ruled justified by the Metropolitan Police. Again, this is in Baltimore. This is an anti-gun mecca, okay? This doesn't just happen unless it's like legit really... I wasn't there. I can't say that 100%. It's unlikely to happen in Baltimore unless it was truly self-defense. But again, wasn't there. And used an unregistered weapon in the shooting. And he was an unlicensed security guard. The license for his security company was revoked. There's the Baltimore, Maryland we know and love. You shot someone in self-defense? Was your gun papers, please? Was your gun registered? Oh, it wasn't registered and you can't make a living, even though you did a really good job of doing what you were doing into self-defense. Yeah, but you still can't because you didn't register it. Oh man, the lawsuits are up piling. Okay, so that is the backstory here. Sue immediately, get the warrant unsealed, get names of everyone. Mitch, I like it. You guys jump in the chat. I am going to send this to Representative Sparks and a few other representatives because this needs to, or at least their people. I'm not that fancy. At least their people. Because this has got to get out there. Okay, so now this is from Bearing Arms. As you can see, December 26th this morning. That's this video. That's this article. All of it's linked. Ammo Land right there. That's December 24th, day before Christmas. ATF for Guns in America, same thing. December 25th. So you can see it's just now starting to permeate the cycle. Okay, now I'm going to turn the audio all the way up and make sure you guys are sending this out and you're liking the video and sharing the video and everything is good, because right here, this is where the audio starts and they tell the story. This is the guy, this is the activist right here, okay? Watch this. While you're listening, I'm going to turn the heater off. Hold on a second.
Right. So I looked outside, I'm seeing the agents like crawl through my grass. They're in the front yard, they're in the backyard. Then I'm looking at the camera and I'm seeing like they're surrounding our home. I'm like, first thing come to my mind, I'm like, I got to wake the kids up.
Right.
Because I didn't want anybody to be taken by surprise, because it was clear that they were coming into our home. So
okay, so I'm going to pause it for a second, and this is the National Association of Gun Rights YouTube channel. So like I said, everything I'm showing is linked. I always bring the receipts. That's exactly what happened to Brian Malinowski, except Brian Malinowski did not know. You know, the airport executive in Arkansas who was killed in his home by the ATF because he thought someone was breaking into his house? Yeah, they shot him right in the head. Yeah, the exact same tactics. Pre-dawn raid, go after serial numbers of firearms. Guys, this is the same move. Flashbang the family. Okay, let's keep going.
I wanted everyone to be alert. I wanted everybody to be calm. Everybody to have their hands up, you know, because I just knew they were fiddling with our door, okay? And that's when I said hello, but before I could say hello, I hear my wife scream. They threw a flash bomb inside the home, and my wife was still sitting down.
Okay, so there was the flashbang. You heard the flashbang. That was home security footage. I'm going to back this up real quick. I want to show you something. See that right there in the top? That's an armored vehicle. Why? They did the exact same thing at the Brian Malinowski shooting. I'm just waiting for them to come up with some duct tape and put it right over the ring camera. This is insane. This is not a one-off thing. They are clearly doing this as a standard operating procedure. But let's continue. Sorry, I did back it up. Let's go.
They threw a flash bomb inside the home, and my wife was still sitting down, just trying to, she was in complete shock,
Right.
So she got discombobulated. She got completely concussed, and my children are walking behind me. We're walking downstairs. Okay, and that's why
Right.
my wife, she followed suit and got behind me.
Right.
And I'm in my drawers. My oldest daughter, she's in a tank top. My youngest daughter, 13 years old, she's in her pajamas. And my oldest son, I don't think he heard me when I said, hey, kids, I need y'all to get up, explaining to them what's going on. So we're walking out, guns out. Show us your hands. My hands is up the whole time.
Okay, I'm going to pause this really quickly. I want to walk you through what we're seeing here. This is a squad of ATF agents, probably around 10 of them, with an armored vehicle, with ARs drawn, flashlights, flashbangs, lasers, all the works. Full-on body armor. This is riot gear, effectively, minus the whole shield. But this is raid gear. You see the people walking out? Those are 13, 14-year-old kids. This is unacceptable. This is exactly what happened to Brian Malinowski, except they didn't bring him out until a stretcher had to carry him out because they popped one off. This is unacceptable. All right, let's keep going, because listen to what he says they actually threatened for his son. Again, this is what he's saying. I didn't say it. I wasn't there, but watch this.
So when I turn around, I see the other agents pointing their rifles at my children. And that is when I screamed out, like, hey, you're pointing guns at my children. You're pointing guns at my children, trying to get them to understand what they're doing.
What is the best?
Oh, what is that? Come on, YouTube. All right, hold on a second. I gotta get through it.
Obesity.
So I'm gonna pause it. Guys, genuinely, all right, here we go. Sorry. Imagine this in your own life, okay?
and mind you, my children are coming out calmly, hands out, hands up. They're not irrational. They're not,
Right.
you know, they are complying with your orders. Okay.
Under no circumstances could they ever be taken as a threat at this moment.
And no, my daughter was in nothing but a tank top. Okay. She is a 17-year-old girl in a tank top with red dots on my
That is
daughter's
horrific.
chest.
Okay, so from a visual perspective, guys, imagine your family members. I mean, like that gets me to a point of shaking. Could you imagine your children, your wives, and you're looking at them after they've been flashbanged and seeing lasers of ARs on their bodies when their hands are up in the air because they want to check serial numbers at a 6 a.m. raid and they won't show you the warrant? Oh, we got a problem. Oh, we got a problem. Okay, let's keep going.
And my youngest daughter, you know, I can just see her, you know, she's in her pajamas. Her hands are up. She is completely petrified, you know, because my children have never had guns pointed at them. They have been around guns. They know gun safety and awareness. I'm their dad, but they have never been in no situation like this. You know, my oldest daughter is in culinary school. My youngest daughter is a cheerleader and a track star and an artist. And my son is a basketball player. You know, they're not ripping, running, you know, the streets. They never been in a situation where they have to, where they ever had a gun in their face. And this is the first time that they had to endure something like this. And it came from the ATF. And that is, to me, that's unforgivable. And they would never forget it, you know? So
That's just unbelievable. I just have to interject. Just the level of a violation that the ATF perpetrated on you and on your family. And we haven't got into this yet, but we'll get to the evidence in a minute, namely the fact that there was none. And just
So I'm not gonna steal their thunder. Everything's linked if you want to watch this entire video because I can't do a 20-minute segment of their video. But guys, what we're effectively talking about is this guy on the right here. If you're just now tuning in, to go back, rewind this video. That Brian Malinowski 2.0 happened just before Thanksgiving, and we're just now hearing about it. Even NAGR did it 5 days ago. So over the Christmas holiday, Thanksgiving holiday, they flashbanged children. They flashbanged a wife. They have guns pointed with lasers on their children's bodies while they're in their underwear walking out and being dragged out at a pre-dawn raid. This is literally Malinowski 2.0. Oh, got a super chat. Sorry, hold on a second. It's time to ban the ATF in its entirety and render each and every single employee entirely ineligible for employment in an enforcement capacity. Thanks for bringing this up, Braden. I mean, to be fair, I didn't actually bring it. I mean, I will tell you when I break something, but this right here, this was actually, you can see the timestamp 5 days ago. NAGR did it first. But I'm just now finding out about this. And this is so beyond the pale. But again, think about what happened 2 years ago in Delaware when you had ATF agents without a warrant showing up to someone's house and saying, hey, you bought a couple guns. Can we check your serial numbers? Do you have a warrant? Nah, we're just straw purchasing. Brian Malinowski. How about Dexter Taylor? You know, the guy who was assembling ghost guns for his own recreation. Got 10 years in prison, in New York under Hochul. And now we got Brian Malinowski, and now we got this guy. Guys, we have got a situation in the executive branch. They are overreaching every single day, doing pre-dawn raids on family members with flashbangs and rifles drawn with full-on armored vehicles, and they're in their underwear. This is not America. This is not acceptable. I cannot wait until we start circulating this. So share this video out. Send this story everywhere, because the more we do this, the more congressional action is taken, the more attention is brought. And right now, 3 weeks before a new inauguration is a pretty good time to have this on the top of the docket. Anyway, let me jump into the comments real quick. Merry Christmas all. That is absolutely correct. They think they know it all. They do think they know it all. John D. Nicola says it's based off hearsay. So I want to throw this in here really quick. I'm going to be really, really transparent. I have not seen the warrant, right? The warrant is a sealed warrant. I personally have not seen it. That's what someone just said based off of hearsay. Local police involved in this one also, talking that reference right there from Jay Weller is coming from the Brian Malinowski case where the Arkansas, I think it was Arkansas, I'm pretty sure. Brian Malinowski case where the locals were involved. I have no indication that they are or they aren't. They usually are involved in Maryland and Baltimore, I would expect that they would fully be embracing Big Daddy Federal. Anyway, that's kind of my point on that one. Make the ATF a strip mall. This is insane. John, it is insane. Sue the crap out of the ATF. Brandon, that's a good one to wrap on. I think that that's a really good potential outcome on this. If there were no charges filed and you're the one flashbangs and you've got all this emotional trauma and you got all this damage and you didn't find anything, yeah, it's going to be a bit of an issue. We'll see, especially since NAGR has it. I'm sure a lot of the other gun groups are going to have it. I guarantee you some representatives in the United States Congress are going to at least hear about it, or at least their aides are. I mean, like, well, I'll do what I can do. But it's pretty twisted, guys. That's what I've got for you. Make sure you send this one out. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Hope I landed that plane, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Braden.